Team Sonic joins the K-pop Demon Hunters to defeat Dark Jinu in Sonic X K-pop Demon Hunters 2. 3 weeks after Rumi and the Huntrix created the Golden Hunman barrier to seal away the Saja boys and Guima, protecting humanity from demons forever, Team Sonic fought their final battle against Gerald Robotnik. That battle ended with Gerald's defeat and the subsequent explosion of the space colony Ark. But this explosion was not merely the end of a villain, it was the beginning of something far worse. The Ark, overloaded with Super Shadow's golden chaos energy, strangely caused a fracture at the very place where the Golden Hunman barrier had once been created. Now, in Seoul, South Korea, the city of the powerful K-pop warriors the Golden Hunman began to open like the Dark Hunman. From within it emerged the mighty Jinu, but not as the Huntrix had known him. Jinu had risen as Dark Jinu.
Due to the fusion of Shadow's chaos energy contaminated by Gerald Robotnik's darkness in the space colony Ark, with the energy of the Golden Hunman that had sealed the Saja boys, the Hunman itself turned completely dark. Not only that, but all this dark power entered Jinu's body, causing his markings to emanate sinister darkness and granting him a strength so overwhelming that he could no longer even recognize Rumi. Immediately, he attacked her without holding back, leaving her gravely wounded. As the three Huntrix rose to their feet, they saw through Dark Jinu's eyes the same dark power of Guima. And not only that, the Saja boys themselves had returned, walking behind him, ready to send the Huntrix to a better life and dominate the Earth. But just at that moment, Team Sonic arrived on the battlefield to stop these terrible villains.
After Team Sonic arrived, a powerful explosion of dark energy repelled them all, sending them crashing into buildings. Sonic immediately stood back up, concentrating his power into his fists, and launched himself at Dark Jinu. But at the moment of interception, Jinu teleported behind Sonic and struck him with a kick charged with sinister spiritual energy, sending him flying nearly a kilometer away. At that moment, Knuckles and Tails pushed their power to the maximum of their capacity. Jinu remarked, "What a peculiar power these small beings possess. I have never seen such strength on Earth. I believe they will serve us well." Hearing this, Abi Saja and Baby Saja asked Dark Jinu if he wasn't planning to keep all the power for himself. Immediately, they hurled themselves at Knuckles and Tails, and with one devastating attack, sent them flying and left them sprawled on the ground from that single impact. As Jinu turned toward Sonic and walked slowly toward him, Sonic was terrified, seeing death through Dark Jinu's eyes. Sonic charged his power to the maximum, just as Jinu lunged at him with a deadly strike. But at the very moment Sonic was about to perish, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe united their strength and powers to recreate the Golden Hunman. Jinu declared that such a barrier would not work against him a second time. Activating the Dark Hunman, both powers clashed and repelled each other with a massive explosion. If not for Sonic's speed, who had to save the Huntrix, they all would have perished in the overwhelming surge of power. Amid the enormous wave of smoke and dust scattered by the attack, Sonic used the golden rings to transport Team Sonic and the Huntrix away, allowing them to escape the battlefield.
Hey you! Don't forget subscribe!
Please subscribe to our channel!
Subscribe now!
Team Sonic explained to the Huntrix that, just as in Tokyo where their last enemy Shadow appeared, the Korean government had contacted Team Sonic as soon as this new threat emerged, asking them to save the nation. Rumi, knowing the great power of Team Sonic, which far surpassed their own, thanked them and explained that the Saja boys were demons controlled by the King of Spirits, Guima. A few months ago, they had arrived in the nation and caused the death of 347 people of all ages, absorbing their souls and with them their vital energy. Sonic responded, warning that they must be extremely careful because if the Saja boys absorbed the power of Team Sonic, they would not only kill them but also claim their strength. "But I already have a plan to defeat them," Sonic said. Sonic smiled and told Rumi not to worry. "Count on me. I know very well what it means to lose a friend, and I also know what it means to recover that lost friend. I want you to feel what it's like to bring him back, just as I did. My plan already takes that into account." With her eyes filled with joy, Rumi nodded. The Huntrix, together with Team Sonic, leapt through a ring portal straight toward the Saja boys. But as soon as they arrived, the the Saja boys immediately struck them with a powerful attack. Dark Jinu possessed the ability to sense the presence of every living being, and thus he had already tracked Team Sonic and the Huntrix, following their every step. In contrast, our heroes, once they stood back up, were left utterly shocked at the devastation caused by the Saja boys, for they had absorbed the souls of more than 500 people, whose lives had been lost. Sonic and Rumi raised their power to the maximum and shouted at the same time, "I will never forgive you." Both teams charged at the Saja boys, unleashing a battle so powerful that reality itself began to fracture, generating dark portals across the city, from which spirit soldiers of Guima's army emerged. Unfortunately, the combined strength of Team Sonic and the Huntrix was not enough to contain the Saja boys' power, and they were all left lying on the ground. Staggering, Sonic stood up and declared that it was time to execute the plan. Opening a ring portal, Sonic extended his hand through it and brought the Master Emerald onto the battlefield, transforming into Super Sonic. Sonic had waited until the entire team was exhausted, so that, upon receiving the Emerald's power, they would not fight with their own strength, but with their spirit. Now, Super Knuckles and Super Tails had also transformed. But Sonic's plan was not only to enhance Knuckles and Tails' power. The Huntrix also transformed, but into a state different from super unique to them. They became the Diamond Huntrix, except for Rumi, who ascended into the legendary Emerald Rumi. From the previous battle against the Saja boys, Rumi had been left with Jinu's soul sealed within her. Sonic had sensed this while meditating at home, long before accepting the mission to Korea. He realized that if Rumi were influenced by the power of the Emerald, she could gain complete access to Jinu's soul. It was Jinu's power that allowed her to transform into Emerald Rumi, whose strength was not only astronomically immense, but also carried the ability to counteract Guima's control over Jinu and free him once and for all. Sonic told Super Knuckles and Super Tails that Team Sonic would take care of Abby Saja and Baby Saja, while the Huntrix warriors Mira and Zoe would face romance and mystery. Rumi, I entrust Dark Jinu to you. I know you already understand my plan. I leave everything in your hands. Thus began a powerful battle that unleashed devastating destruction across the city. Team Sonic and the Huntrix defeated the Saja boys they faced, but Rumi was losing her fight against Dark Jinu. Crying as she saw her great friend coming to annihilate her, the soul of Jinu within Emerald Rumi began to resonate. This resonance allowed Rumi to see the exact point in Jinu's body, where she had to strike to defeat him, his chest, right at the heart. Now realizing the moment had come, Rumi stood tall. Concentrating all her power and the power of Jinu's soul into her right fist, she opened the legendary Emerald Honmon. Launching herself at Dark Jinu, it did not matter that he opened the Dark Honmon, for the Emerald Honmon's power completely nullified his darkness. With her strike, Rumi reintroduced Jinu's soul into his body, freeing him entirely from Guima's control. Together, they sealed the portals that had brought forth the Spirit Army and the Saja boys. Jinu remained on Earth after the battle, finally able to live the life he should have lived 400 years ago, this time alongside Rumi, who from the moment she met him knew she would become the love of his life. Remember, this video is nothing more than a theory created by me, with much love and with the sole purpose of entertaining you. If you want more videos like these, please ask me in the comments, and I'll be bringing them to you very soon.